Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Sabrina Dami with your 13 Now update, joined by Chief Meteorologist Paul Caiano as we are going to start with the latest on the weather. We had that snow come through, Paul, as you and the weather team said would happen, and we still have the lingering effects of it this afternoon.
Yeah, there's a lot of slushy and sloppy areas. Most, if not all, of the accumulating snow is gone. That's moved out through eastern New England, Sabrina. So now it's kind of slushy out there. I would say the best word to describe it, only because temperatures are at or slightly above freezing. So things are sort of melting off and settling, and kind of like it seems like a spring storm, right? With the way that things kind of came down in gloppy clumps of snow, and
Those
now it's
big,
kind of just lingering
big,
around.
chunky
Yeah,
snowflakes, right?
yeah.
You can still see a kind of a winter wonderland scene as we look live at Route 7 at Miller Road. The snow still coating the trees, Paul, in a lot of spots. I feel like by now we kind of see that subside a little bit, but I think that's just telling of the kind of snow this was, that it's just sticking around as we take another couple other live looks at some of our main roads.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it was 33, 34 during the snow. So it was a heavy, wet snow. And you know what's happening here? You got the video, is that we don't have any sun. So even though the temperature is above freezing, without that insulation from the sun coming down, that snow just stays on the tree limbs and the power lines. And that's why they get weighted down. I mean, if this had been a storm where we picked up 3 or 4 more inches of snow, a lot more of us would have been without power.
We still have some lingering power outages. Just get everyone updated on that, Paul, before you take it away with your forecast. Columbia County still about 370 outages right now. Saratoga County down to about 30 outages. Washington County 450 outages, and this is just National Grid's numbers. So still, we've got the hundreds of people still don't have power, and it's just that the thickness of the snow, you're saying, kind of weighing things down and causing a lot of those outages last night.
Yeah, that and I would say the other thing combined with that is the length of time that the snow has been on the trees and the wires. As you mentioned, normally we will have seen this phase of the system pass by, right? That the storm is gone. Usually in the aftermath, we get a lot of that stuff falling off the trees, but it's just staying put, right? So
Right.
also not helping a little bit of a breeze. So that's probably waving some of those tree limbs around with the weight of the snow. So sort of a lot of small elements coming together.
Factors, right?
Yeah, exactly. Factor into what we have now. So,
Paul, do you want max 1 or max 2 here?
let's go with max 1. It's on there. I changed it from what you saw, so we should be looking at some snowfall totals. Yeah. So check the numbers out. Remember, we said 2 to 5 inches on Friday and Saturday from this storm in the valleys, and then in the higher terrain 5 to 10. So it looks pretty close to what we had, right? We have Albany airports in the second column there. 3.6. So we split the uprights. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you would like to split the uprights. Unfortunately, it's always wide right with Buffalo. But this time around, we split the uprights with the 3.6. Glens Falls, 2.5. Petersburg, 4. Landgrove, Pittsfield, 5 inches of snow. Then you get into the terrain, Delanson, Austerlitz, Halcott Center, Middleburg, and Knox, all between 5 and 10 inches of snow across the higher terrain. You can see things are sort of quieting down now. A lot of the snow is off the trees in Saratoga Springs, 32 degrees. We're not going to move much from these temperatures, the current values, between 30 and 35 in most places. Some places a little bit of melting, others below freezing, maybe some slick spots. And you can see things are drying out on the first warning live Doppler radar. Storm system departing off into the Maritimes, taking the steady precip along with it. Things are going to get a lot quieter around here this week. So the active weather pattern, whether it had been rain or rain and snow for the better part of the last 7 to 10 days, is starting to unwind here. And we're going to change things up a bit. So while it's cooler than yesterday at this time, some mild air from the middle of the country will start to move in, at least temporarily, until we head through the middle and latter part of the week. Not a whole lot to talk about in terms of sensible weather. We'll have a lot of clouds. I think we'll have more breaks of sunshine tomorrow, a few more breaks of sun on Wednesday, but no real decidedly drier air with a bunch of sun coming in until later in the weekend. So we'll go down to 21 tonight, and think about it. Things are melting off now. A lot of wet spots and slushy spots. It's all going to freeze up tonight. So be prepared for some slick spots. Tomorrow, 34. So we go above freezing again. So a little more melting, then a little more refreezing. That'll be the trend this week. A few scattered rain or snow showers Thursday into Friday. Notice just a 20% chance. The groundhog saying hello on Friday. Probably not going to see his shadow. Whatever that means, we'll tell you because it's something. But it's certainly not going to have a bearing on our weather as we go forward into the weekend. Temperatures looking cooler than usual. But again, close to the high 20s to around 30.
There's a little bit of a dig there for Bills fans, Paulie.
What the Bills fans? I thought you were going to talk about the ground. I thought I could hide it behind a dig at the groundhog.
You thought that would just go by.
Well, it is true. I mean, if you're a Bills fan, you know what I'm talking about. You can't like that.
Yeah. He's just a bitter Steelers fan.
No. The peanut gallery over here.
Reed commentary. I love it. All right, Paul and Reed, thank you very much. We'll see you guys starting live at 4.
You got it.
All right, we do have some stories we are following today we want to get to. And on a serious note, right now there is a fire investigation underway in Lake George. A woman was killed in a house fire at 28 Newton Street around 3:15 in the morning over the weekend yesterday. The fire had been extinguished by a family member, but sadly, Kimberly Quay, a 58-year-old woman, passed away in this fire. Daniel Quay, 72 years old, was awakened by the smoke alarm. He was able to get out of the residence. Again, this investigation is still ongoing. Right now, police in Schenectady are asking for your help. They are searching for an 11-year-old girl who is missing. Take a look at her picture. Her name is Miamor Rivera. She was last seen around 9 o'clock last night getting into a dark-colored, possibly 4-door sedan. She was wearing a black and pink sweatshirt and gray sweatpants and white Nike sneakers. If you have any information on where she may be, again, just 11 years old, please contact Schenectady Police. And there is another investigation right now, the search for another missing person. Take a look at this picture. This is 23-year-old Gary Washburn, reported missing last Thursday from Colony Police. Police tell us he has autism and could harm himself. He was last seen driving a gray Saab, wearing a navy blue sweatshirt, dark pants, and white sneakers. Officers say he is likely in Cornwall or Torrington, Connecticut. However, if you see this vehicle anywhere in our area, please contact Colony Police. That's your 13 Now update. It is a Monday. I'm Sabrina Dami, January 29th. We'll see you on air starting live at 4 on News Channel 13.